All right. So you'll click on Canva, and this is the script. This is the page you're going to look at. So it'll open up like this. It'll say Canva up in the corner, and up in the very right-hand corner, you'll see this. It says login. That's what you're going to click on. You're going to click on login, and it is going to ask you two questions. It's going to say continue with email or continue other way. Never pick continue another way. You always want to pick continue with email. So you click on that, and then the email that we have that everybody will use is very easy for everyone to remember because it is elkscanva@gmail.com. So it should be very easy for everyone to remember that login. Now here, when they want the password, they're going to do the same thing. They ask two questions. Do you want to log in with a code or log in with your password? Never pick log in with a code. If you log in with a code, it'll send it to that email and you won't be able to get in. You always want to log in with our password. And the password, again, very simple for everyone to remember because it is ElksProud1912. So I will show it so that you can see it. ElksProud1912. So that is our login. And as soon as we're logged in, then this is what Canva looks like once you're in. So in the very right-hand corner, you're going to see a little Elks Proud thing. This is our account. So if you want to make sure you're in the right account, you just look up in there. And if you see that little Elks Proud logo, then you know you're in the correct account. Along this side is where all the stuff is that you're going to be using. So here, projects is the main place you're going to be going to, but you can also see recent designs. So you can see that I put these in here yesterday. So, and they tell me, if you look down, you see where I'm pointing? That tells me the folder that it's in. So this tells me that this is in Altona 447, Altona 447, Altona 447. So if I want to see what somebody's been working on, or if I'm looking at different things, I can look down here and be like, oh, that's cool. So just then it lets me know whose folder it's in so that if I wanted to take a copy, I know where I'm taking it from. So when you get in, if you want to look for your folder, you just click on projects. And when you click on projects and you scroll down a little bit, you'll see here's all the folders. So this section is folders, and we have one for every single province and territory. So we're Manitoba, so we'll always be in the Manitoba folder. So when we go into that folder, you'll see every single lodge has their own folder. So you all have your folders in here. So when you're working on stuff, this is the folder you're going to want to put it in so that you can easily find it. And see, if I click on show more, all the Manitoba lodges are in here, and all those provinces and territories, this is what they look like. Their folders are in there and they have them. So here's Emerson, because I know we have some Emerson people in. Morden is in here, Elkhorn, you know, everybody's in here. So it's really easy to find. So like, let's say I was on that front page. So I'm going to hit, if you ever want to go back to the front page, all you got to do is up in this corner, click on Canva. That'll always take you back to this front page here where you can start to do projects. So if I wanted to borrow somebody's project, like if I said, oh, I like this brochure and I want to change it and I want to make it a brochure for our lodge, I want to change it but use this template, all you have to do is click on these three dots and you would just say make a copy. See, now this is a copy of Altona Elks brochure. So now I'm going to rename it and I'm going to say, we're going to call it, I'm going to borrow your lodge, Kevin. We're going to say Elkhorn brochure. You can delete this later. So we're going to call it Elkhorn brochure. And as you can see, it doesn't have anything like this on there because it's not in a folder. It's just in a wider area. So it's not in anybody's specific folder. So we don't want it to be there, because if you have hundreds of people using this software, that stuff gets buried in recent designs. You won't be able to find it again if you forgot what you named it. That's why you always want to put your stuff in a folder, because otherwise you will never find it again because there's too many people using the account. So before I forget, I'm just going to click on the three dots and I'm going to say move it to a folder. And I want to move it to my projects. And I will just search for Elkhorn. There it is. There's Elkhorn's folder. That's where I want to put it. And then I just scroll down and I say move to folder. Now, if I'm looking for this, that's where it is. And if I want to change it, now it won't matter because this is the original and I'm not touching that one. This is the one I can now change. So now when I click on it, it opens up and I can do anything I want on here. I can change it any way I'd like. So once you're in, all this can be changed however you'd like. So like, because it would be for Elkhorn, obviously it's not going to say Altona Elks. So you just would click on that. And you would just say Elkhorn Lodge. What number are you guys? 381?
Yep.
So 381. And then obviously you'd click in here to change all the information. You could change everything on here and you can even delete stuff too. Like if you wanted to, like obviously your contributions would not be the same and you might want to change the look of it. You know what I mean? So it's very easy to change things. Sometimes when I'm working in stuff, I will add another page so that I can easily maneuver things. So like if I wanted to take this off and put it down here so that I could maneuver stuff up here, it'll let me do that, but I didn't lose it. I can just bring it back. I mean, it's usually pretty easy to find, but sometimes I just like to have this as a holding spot for me to find different things, you know? And when you're done with this page, it's really easy to get rid of because all you got to do is, if I put this back here so that I don't have anything on there for now, I just hit this little garbage can and it's gone. And then here would be what I would have if I was going to download.
So is every one of those basically paragraphs of text? Is that a separate text box?
It does not have to be. I
Oh,
chose
okay,
to
okay.
do that so that I did that specifically so that I could maneuver texts around to make it fit better for printing.
Cool.
But yeah, it does not have to be. You can have it as one giant text box. Like I said, it's whatever you choose to do, right? Like I said, if you want to borrow from somebody, it is 100% okay to take other people's stuff. Just make sure you take a copy. Don't touch their originals. Always take a copy of their stuff because they might need to come back to print it later. So if I was wanting to download this to to take it to print it or to send it out, this share button here, that's how you do that. So you just click on share and then you can download it any way you want. So I would say if I say download, it's going to give me options. So I can download it as a PNG. I can do a JPEG. I can do a PDF standard. I can do a PDF print. So let's say I was going to print these brochures. I can do a PDF print. And when I take this to the printer, I can have the crop marks on there and the bleed. It'll flatten it for me. It'll get it completely ready so that when I send this PDF to the printer, he has everything he needs to do this. Where it's really nice whenever you're doing brochures or anything like that, where it's a little bit twitchy. And that's another thing. Even with this, I don't know how many times, like we send it, they test one, and then sometimes I have to make adjustments. It might be a little bit off for folding. So sometimes you want to do testing on your own printer first to make sure your fold lines are where you think they should be. But when you send it to your printer, if it is a brochure, get them to print a copy, like one out first, just in case you have to do any adjusting of any of these things. And like, these are all adjustable. Like, even these are all graphics, right? So that you can move them around any way you want. And you can find different, like if you didn't want to keep this template, you don't have to. If you go into the search templates and you were to click brochure. Now this is just, so this is design. So this is just templates for different brochures that you can take and change to make your own. And they've got tons and tons of selections. And the little ones that have crowns on there, you have to have a pro account. We have a pro account. So you can borrow any of these things and be totally fine. So like if I were to add a page and I click on this guy and I say, there we go. Now this is that brochure and you can change it to that. So it makes it really easy to create stuff because there's stuff that's right there. Like those are all templates. If you just want elements, like if you're just looking for specific things, like I want an elk. I just want to find another elk because I don't like the one that's on the front. I want to change it. I don't want this one. Well, here under elements, I just clicked on this little box down here. I put an elk. Now it's going to give me photos, graphics, videos, anything I want here. So if I wanted to say I want an actual photo, I just click on see all, and now I can scroll through and I can use any of these pictures that I want. So you could just change that up completely. So, and all I would have to do is I click on that and I hit my delete key and it deletes it. And then let's say I wanted to use this cheeky guy right here. So you can see that it went in there because that's a photo box. And it's just about playing, you know what I mean? Like you adjust it to however you want. And there is a very terrifying looking, that's actually really scary. Don't do that. But you can do that. You know what I mean? Like it makes it very easy to change things. And same with the text. This box will allow you to change the text. You can have headings, subheadings, or you can just add regular text. So if you wanted to just add a regular text to something, and I just wanted like a regular body, I do that and I type and I can change it from here. Now I can change it to whatever text I would like to change it to. So if I wanted it to be Arial, now it's Arial. If I wanted it to be this very fancy script, now it's the fancy script. So it will let you change things very, very easily. And you can also, if you're looking for brand stuff, all of our branding is in here. So here's the color palette. These are the actual color of our of the Elks. So like if I wanted to change this page and I wanted to use the brand kit, there, that's the actual color of our purple. Now, if you notice, our brochure is not that color because for printing, it was too dark. I had to change the color and the logos don't show up properly. But here, same thing. When you click on brand kit, all of our logos are in here. So if I'll change it so that you can easily see the logos, but it makes it really easy because if I want to do a logo, I just go here. I've got logos that have white backgrounds, but I also have logos. Most of the time you're going to use these logos because they're transparent. They have a transparent background. So it doesn't matter what color your poster is, the background doesn't show up. So you'll probably use these ones more than anything else. And this is the new logo. So like this is the new logo that they introduced that bit with us. They haven't actually put it out yet, but I had a copy of it. So I figured I would put it in the branding kit now. We also have, if you go into the brand kit and you want that Elks Proud, if I go back from logos and I go down, that's under graphics. So if you click on the graphics, you'll see here's the fun for children. This is the transparent background one. Most people, again, like I said, when you're doing a poster, most of the time you're going to want this because you can use this, but look, then you've got this big white box around there. So unless your poster is white, this is going to look odd when you're making stuff for posters. And it's the same with the Elks Proud. I have a transparent one in the graphics, so very easy for people to put that on posters when you're branding stuff. You can also upload things. So like right now, these are different things I've uploaded because I needed to put them in the branding kit. But you can also do, I'm going to show you here. So I'm supposed to make a cancer care poster later. And so because I don't have their graphics, they didn't send me anything. I'm just going to go to their website and you can do this from anywhere. And I want this Cancer Care Manitoba. So all I do is I right click on it and I'm going to say, I'm going to say copy the image. Now this is the only thing with Canva. It will not let you right click and paste the image. If you want to paste, you have to do Control V. And there you go. Now I have the Cancer Care logo. And it's that easy. So if you're making a poster and you're doing it with somebody else and you need to put their logos on, you can just go to their webpage and copy it over. Sometimes this will not copy properly, but then you can just, all you would do is you would save the image to your download folder and then uploaded it, and that will still also work. And I try to paste. Look at what it says right next to it. Control V. It won't let me. It'll say to me, copying and pasting in Canva, to copy, to paste, to cut. It'll give you this every single time you try to copy or paste or cut. It'll send this little box up to remind you that you have to use these controls to do that. It won't let you do it with the right click. Have to use their control and then their codes. So the nice thing is that they do always remind you when you attempt to do that. So like, even if I click on copy, if I try pasting that anywhere, it just will not work. Like if I wanted to copy this, I have to hit control and copy, and then I have to hit control and V, and now it'll copy it. Now you can see in the uploads, this has uploaded because when I copied it over, it uploaded that image. So later on, when I do a poster, it'll still be in there. Like if I close this and I go back to projects, and now, because Elkhorn will do, if they want to take a copy, they can, but I'll delete this so it's not in there anymore. I'm going to just say, so all I did was I click on these. When you want to get rid of something, you just click on the dots and you just scroll down and say move to trash. And now that's gone. So that's not going to be in their folder anymore. And it is that easy. So anytime you want to borrow something from another folder, it is very easy. If you see something you like when you log in and you see something in recents and it's like, oh, I want a poster like that. It's very easy to copy it over. And it's the same with starting fresh. So like if you want to start fresh, I want a poster. So along here, it gives you lots of options. So you can just do play, you can have a document, whiteboard, presentation, video, Instagram post. Here, these are the different posters. So here, a flyer portrait, that's what they call it, the 8.5 by 11. Most of us are using posters this size. So you just click on that. It's an untitled design because I haven't named it and it's not in anything. So this will be in recent designs when I do this. So all I would do is I would say Altona Elks cancer care poster so that it's got a name. Then here, now remember how we uploaded on that other thing? That's still there. See, look, there's the cancer care. There it is. And if I want this background of this poster to be a different color, like if I want it to be white, oops. I click on this little thing, will let you change your paper's color. There we go. So, or if I wanted it to be red, I could just click on that. But yeah, all the colors that are in here, you can make it a gradient so that it looks like this. There's lots and lots of options. Like you're not limited for anything. And if I want to put our brand on there and I wanted to make sure that our branding is on there, well, there you go. And to resize, when you're resizing this stuff, you always want to take from a corner, not from here. When you do here, you're smushing it or you're making it weird. But if you take from the corner, I'll show you. This actually resizes it. So when you take from the corner, you can make it bigger or smaller. And with these photos, you can do a lot of stuff too. So if you upload a photo and it's not exactly the way you want it, or like with cancer care, if this had not come transparent, I could have said edit photo. And I could have used the background remover, so I have this one here. This is, if you see in my download folder, this is the pylons logo. All I have to do is do that, just drag it over, see, and it went in. So now there's the pylons. But the thing is that I don't want that big white background. So if I click on edit photo and I say background remover, now it's showing me what it's going to look like once they remove the background to make sure that it is the way I want it to. So you can restore it or you can erase depending on if there's something missing. But nope, this is perfect. That's exactly what I want. So I just click done and I'm going to make it a little smaller and move it out of the way. And now at that one I have two. So now I have all three logos I'll need for the poster that I'm going to make later. So like I said, it's really easy. You just have to play with it. And let's say I made this poster, but now I don't just want a poster. I'm going to print this, but I also want to put this on my social media. I can do this, resize and magic switch. So when I click on that, I'm going to say, I also want an Instagram post. I want one that is going to be for my Instagram. So I want it to be the square. And I just click on that and say continue. Now I can resize this design, but I don't want that because I still need the poster. So I'm going to say, no, I want to copy and resize it. So now it's making me a second one that is for cancer care. So now if I close this and I go back to our main thing here, you're going to see, just a minute. So now if I go back to the main page in recent designs, here's the cancer care poster and here's the Instagram one. So this one, they're both there, but as you can see, they're not in any folders. So to make sure that I don't lose them, I'm going to say move it to a folder. I'm going to say Altona. There we go. Now it's in my folder. I won't lose it. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Move it to a folder. Altona. Move it into the folder. So now I will be able to find them easily. And as you can see, it went ahead and took that exact same, oh, this is the poster. I think this one might be, yeah, this is the Instagram one. So it took that exact same poster, but it made it into an Instagram post. That's a really big one though. If it's too big and I don't like it, if I want it to be smaller, because that's a portrait. I want the story, which is this one. And I'll just click. And then this is the one where I'm going to say resize this design. Oh, that made it even stranger. That's for the post. I'm just so used to not having to do these. Here we go. Resize this. I don't want portrait. That's why. Facebook. I think maybe it's the Facebook one. Well, that's better. So essentially you can resize, it'll resize and it'll put everything kind of where it's supposed to go, but it'll give it extra edges if you need it to post it on your social media. So it just makes it easier so that you don't have to reinvent the poster or add edges to the poster. Makes it very easy to do stuff if you're doing stuff for your media and for posters that you're posting in the community. Essentially, that is a lot of the basics. Like, really what you got to do is you got to go in there and play with it. So once you're in, like I said, the branding kit helps you with everything. And then it's the elements. So like for this poster, they had left me a message saying that they plan on doing a roast pig dinner and I should see if I could find something to that effect. So roast pig. So if I look at the graphics, they have all different kinds of things. I can have tons of different stuff. You can make it funny. You can make it playful. I could do something like this, which is a little bit terrifying. We probably won't use that, but you know, it really opens up what you want to do in there. And then when I'm ready to do text, same thing. I will just go ahead and I can either pick from here where I just have these generic headings and then I can change the text to whatever I want, or I can do something fancy. So if you scroll down, it gives you all these different texts. Like if I want it to be shiny, it'll give me that. And then you can just change the words in there. So I could just say, you'll have a harder time figuring out what you want to do because there's so many options than you will ever getting lost. So everything on here is movable, everything. And like I said, adding pages, you just click on your add page. But it's really just about going and playing with things. You know the basics now. And really the most important thing is knowing that when you're on the main part of the thing, that you put stuff into your own folders and that you go ahead and you copy things. Don't take people's originals. So if they came back to look at this, it would no longer be like this. So that's why I said you want to make sure you copy it over. If you want to borrow from somebody, that's totally fine, but make sure you copy their stuff. Don't actually work on their original design because then if they come back to use it, it's sitting in their folder and they're going to open it up and it's some other place that has they'll be lost because they might not remember what they did.
So when you guys were talking about this program nationally, like is every province going to be wide open for every province to peek at and stuff like that? Or
Yeah.
like Manitoba can only see Manitoba or wide
No,
open?
it is wide open. See, look, when I click on projects and I go to, there we go. These, oops, I clicked on the wrong thing. When you look at these folders, you can look everything as soon as people are doing stuff in here. You will see on the recents list, whoever is working on stuff, when you log in, you're going to see all the different lodges that are doing stuff in here. Their stuff will show up in this spot. So you'll be able to see what most recent stuff is being worked on. But also, let's say you wanted to see what Alberta was doing. You could click on Alberta and go into their folder and see what they're up to. Be like, oh, Wainwright's doing A, B, and C. That's cool. I want to try that.
Excellent.
Right. So it's really neat because it lets us see what everybody else is doing because this is all their promotional stuff. So if they're doing events, they're doing anything like that, it'll allow everybody else to see it because we're all using the same Canva login. So
And then just next question, if you were like for Altona, can Altona have their folder, and then can you create folders within Altona?
yes, you can.
Okay,
Yes, you can 100%. So if I go to the projects and I go to the Manitoba folder and I go into Altona. So now I'm in the Altona folder. This is all our stuff right here right now. I can go ahead and up in this right-hand corner, you see where it says add new. So I
up
can
in
add a new
sorry, which corner?
the right-hand corner.
Oh, hang on, my screen's probably in front of that.
Yeah, it's probably in front of
Oh,
that.
okay, yep.
Yeah, it says add new. So in here, I could add a new one and I could say, I want to add a new folder in here and I'm going to call it Chase the Ace. And then all our Chase the Ace stuff is going to go into that one, right?
Cool.
And usually just because to make sure that I can always find it, I'm going to name it Altona Chase the Ace. Always put your lodge name on there because you've got there's hundreds and hundreds of people, right? So Altona Chase the Ace, and then here I'm saying that anybody on the team can edit and share. Anybody can edit and share because it lets everybody do it. Then I say continue. So now this is a seeded folder inside Altona.
Cool.
So now all I need to do is to put like, here's our Chase the Ace. To put that in there, all I've got to do is drag it and drop it. So now this is in Chase the Ace. And if I go back to the main Canva account, it'll probably say that's where it is. See, Altona Chase the Ace.
Cool.
Okay, so the recent designs, how long do those stay up there? Or
Recent designs, it is like a floating work. So like on my work one, you guys, I will actually, so that you can see, because we're just starting this. So I'm going to just give you a quick preview. Here we go. Of what it looks like when you have something going on where it's been a really long time. Show you how chaotic this gets if you don't put it in your folder.
So over time, nothing gets deleted from recent designs.
Nope, not unless you delete it.
Okay. Moving it to my folder does not take it out of recent designs.
So this is my work account that you guys are looking at now. Look at this. So this is recent designs. Now here, month at a glance. This is 5 branches of the library. So here, this is Altona. Somebody forgot to put that in a thing, so we have no idea who that belongs to. This is for the blog. This is Winkler. So this is for the website. This is Altona. This is Kelly's on her thing. So, but look, as you can see, there's hundreds. This is just from this week. This is just more. This is just March right now. We haven't even hit February yet. And this is only 5 branches.
Okay, so just a quick question.
Yeah.
How can you tell what month that's in? Where are you seeing its creation date?
I can tell the month because I'm looking at St. Patrick's Day. This one right here. I haven't got, it's not that I just know because of work, I know what we're doing, right? So this is still all of our March stuff. So here, when I scroll down, like this is just March that we're in right now. And if I scroll down a little bit more, see here.
So how would the undiscerning eye such as mine realize what that month is?
You won't. You'll have no idea. You'll have no idea when they created it.
Okay.
But that's, I mean, that's not that big of a deal. But like I said, like this is 5 branches. Now, can you imagine? We have Canada wide. we have Elks that are going to be using this account.
Okay,
So you only need to put a date on it if it's going to be relevant for you. It's more important to make sure that your lodge is on there so that if you want to look for something, like see up at the top here, you see where this little search bar, search
Yeah.
your content. Okay, so if I put in there and I put in Altona, now it's going to pull up anything that has Altona. Oh, this is templates. No, I want projects, so I have to click on that. Now it's going to put up anything that has Altona in the name. So this is all stuff that has been created by my branch because it all says Altona in it, or it's in an Altona folder. So these are all Altona things. Plus it pulled up our Altona folders so that I can see them. And it's also pulling up images that are specifically for the Altona branch. But this is what I mean is that once people start using this, it gets really chaotic because there are so many people creating content. So if you do not put it in your folder and you do not label it, if you don't remember what the name of whatever you had was, you will never find it again. Important thing is making sure that because you're sharing with tons of other people, like right here, this is Morden's website banner that they made for me. They did not take my banner, they copied it, and then they made their own. Because if they would have made their banner on top of mine, now mine is missing and I don't have it anymore. So that would have been a problem because we all need that banner for our websites. So here's my banner because that's Altona's. So Morden just went ahead and copied it and then they changed the name to Morden and they made their own. So it's just about being respectful and making sure that when you're taking stuff that it's 100% okay to steal from everybody else. You just want to make sure that you're taking copies and you don't touch their original work. Oh, I need to be able to see it. So I will log back into ours. So I'm going to make a copy of it. So I'm going to say, I want to make a copy.
Yeah.
So now because I'm in Altona's folder right now. So it made a copy, but it just put it here. It put it in Altona's folder. Like it's just sitting here. So I'm going to rename it and we're going to say, we're going to call this one Suris Brochure. And then we're going to say 2024. And we're going to click on the 3 dots and we're going to say, move it to a folder. And all I have to do is type in Suris and it finds it for me. That's the nice thing is that you can find the folder easily by just typing in the name. Now I'm going to say, move it to the folder. So now if I go back to the home, you're going to see now under recent designs, it just, anytime something gets opened, it ends up under recent design.
If I was to go in my search folder and work on something, that work shows up in recent designs.
Yes, it does. And that's 100% okay. Not a big deal because recent designs is just to kind of take a look at what other people are doing. It's really just a snapshot of what's going on. You're mainly going to work in your own folder or you'll be borrowing things from other people. You'll be scrolling like you saw how much was on my work account. So I'll like be scrolling through and I'll be like, oh, I need a poster for St. Patrick's Day. And instead of making one, somebody else already made one. So I just take a copy and I just change the information for my branch and now I'm good to go. It took me 5 minutes to change it to Altona and now I have a copy. So it also makes things way faster because it's not such a big deal when you want to change things. And if you want to play on it for a long time, there's sometimes where I want to get creative and I'm like, oh, I have time to sit and I have time to play with stuff. So I'm going to actually take time to just create something from scratch. And then you end up with really cool stuff.
Could you create a calendar on this also?
You 100% could. Here, I'll show you. So you go to Canva. I'm going to go back to, oh, I am on the main thing. So I'm just going to put in here, it says search your content or canvas. So in this thing here, I'm just going to say calendar. Search for calendar. There are no results. Oh, that's because I'm looking in projects. I had to change it to templates again. So here we go. Check it out. So here is a bunch of templates for multiple different calendars. It just depends on what you want. As you can see, the options are endless. So let's say you want to do something like this. If you click on this one here, I'm going to say, I want to customize this template. Here it is. It's only giving me February to start because it wants me to change it however I want. So let's say I say add a page And here, these little buttons here, I can hide pages. I can lock it so that it won't change any of the content on there. I can duplicate this page specifically. Like if I want this to be identical, all I do is say duplicate page. Now I have 2 Februaries. I can delete it. And yeah, and then you can add more pages. So let's say let's say this is saying February, but let's say I wanted to have this top page be a picture of some sort. All I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight everything. So I'm holding in my right button and I'm just making it so that I'm dragging it across, and I'm going to say delete. So now this is an empty page, and let's say I wanted to put a picture in there. Let's say children playing. Oh, I'm looking under design. I need to go under elements. Just a minute here. Children playing. There we go. So let's say that was the first page. That would be the top of the calendar. There's February, and you can change it to whatever you want, add anything on there that you want. And then let's say I wanted to go again. I would just go ahead and I would say, okay, I'm going to delete that page. So that's February, or we'll say this is January. And I would go ahead and I would say, I want to duplicate it twice more. Now, same thing. So there's my picture. There's the actual bottom of the calendar. Now here, this one, we're going to do same thing. I want this page to be another picture. So we're going to delete that. Let's throw in these kids. And we change this one to February. And you can, this is how fast and easy it is to design on here. Now, obviously, you can change stuff to make it as much as you want, but like, this is how
Okay.
fast it is.
So, yeah, but you know what? You changed the month on that calendar, but the days never changed.
No, you'd have to go in and
No.
actually change it.
Yeah.
So like, I'd have to go in and actually change it. Or I can go ahead and I can look for one that has more. I just picked this one because it was simple, but there are other templates that have more available. So here it is. And yeah, if you want to change anything, and that's the thing, like I have it quite small because I'm on my laptop, but you can make it quite big. So let's say here in January, or here, go to February. So there's Valentine's Day. You can change anything in here. So you can even change these. Like I can make it so that that's gone, because if I wanted to make it different days, you know what I mean? And if I was like, oh, oops, I deleted that, I needed one back. All I have to do is I highlight this one, hit Control Copy, then hit Control the V. So Control C, copied it, Control V, pasted it. Now I can go ahead and look at it. It tells me exactly how to position it too. Like it'll give me the exact,
okay.
Do you see that?
Yeah.
So that you can find the exact right location to be the same amount away from everything. And if I wanted to add stuff on there, I can say text, and I want to do a subheading, and we'll say Valentine's. And if I wanted to make it smaller, I just can do that. There we go. You can add anything you want. That's the nice thing. It makes it super easy. And when you play with it, like starting off, it's really slow because you're learning how to work everything. But the more you play in here, the faster you get. That's how you learn, is you go in there and you play. And that's the thing, is like we were just goofing around with this. So now when I'm done, I click on Canva. So I'm at the main page. And if it's not loading, you just hit the reload. So now I'll see what the recent designs are. I know that I was just playing with this. So this is here. And we know that this is just kind of a garbage thing we were goofing around with. All I have to do is click on the 3 dots and I move it to trash, and it's gone. It'll sit in trash. It sits in trash for 30 days. And then after 30 days, if you have not gone and rescued it, it just automatically deletes. So anything that gets trashed ends up getting permanently deleted after 30 days. So if you accidentally delete something, don't panic. You can find it. All you've got to do is here at the bottom here where it says trash, you see where I'm pointing? If you click on that, see, look, all the things I've trashed is in here. And it says right here that you can restore them, but only for 30 days. Mainly, you guys will mainly stay on home, because mainly you're going to be down in here using stuff here. It'll be like posters, stuff for social media. So that'll be mainly what you are. And like these links here too, if you're going to do something specifically for social media, now it's giving you all the stuff for social media. So it'll give you exactly what you're looking for, the sizing you want. So here, Instagram post square. And it says it right underneath, 1080 by 1080. That's what I was looking for before. So remember when I was doing that cancer care one and it was giving me the wrong sizes? It's because I don't memorize that stuff. Here, like you have, so here, I wanted this cancer care one. This sizing is wrong because I wanted the Instagram square. So now I know what it is. It's 1080 by 1080. So it's not giving me a resize there. So I can put in custom size and I can just say 1080 by 1080. And that'll resize it. You can change this to inches too. So if you want to do an 8.5 by 11, you can change that to inches and do it that way too. And I'll say resize this design. Now it's the right size. It's very, very easy to navigate. And now all you have to do is go out and play with it. Does anybody have questions?
Should we put our MEA logo in that folder so that everybody can use it?
The thing is for branding, the brand kit will only have the national stuff on it.
A question I had was, if I want to include my own pictures in here, how do I download my own content?
Easily. That I can show you. Okay. The branding for national is on that brand kit logo here.
Right.
Because that's the branding for their stuff. But if you go to uploads, anything that's been uploaded stays in there. The problem is that it gets lost because it's the same as that front thing, is that every time people are loading in images, everybody's images will go in here.
Yeah.
So you can search the uploads, and if you know what you're looking for, like if you know to look for the MEA logo, if you type that in, it'll just be sitting in there. If you put that image in the MEA folder, people can copy it over. So like here, this has got the pylons on, or here's the pylons are on this, right? So if I was working on a different thing, so go back, I'm going to open this one here. Yeah, let me edit that. All right. Okay, so now this is the one, has the pylons on it. I'm going to say, let's say this was the only thing that was on here. There was nothing else. It was just that logo and nothing else. I could click on it. I could say control copy. Now I can go back to the actual place where I'm working on stuff, like this poster over here, and I can hit control paste. So now I go here and I say control paste. See? So if we had a document that said logo, like if you put it in that folder, a document that said MEA logo, MEF logo, and it was just, that's all it is, people can go in there and copy that and paste it wherever they need it, whenever they need it. Page that I have in front of me. Do you see what I'm looking at? Okay.
Yep.
You see where it just says create a blank logo?
Yep.
That's what you want. So click on create a blank logo. Now, all you're going to have to do is upload that into this. So if you have it in a folder, all you got to do is drag it onto there. So along the side, you see this side here where it says upload?
Yep, there we go. Okay, cool.
Yeah, you can upload photos from there.
Upload files. Okay, I can see it there now.
Okay. I'll refresh mine. Because it should show up in mine too. Yep, see, it's right there. So now all you got to do is you drag it over. So I'll show you what I'm doing with mine. We'll keep yours, but do you see how I did that?
Yep.
I just dragged it over, and then you can make it bigger and put it in the middle. Now, do you want it to be a transparent logo?
Sure, why not?
So then you just say edit photo. Background.
We have a better one. We have a better one than that too. I just grabbed that one.
Yeah, this is just a yeah. So now background remover. Do you see what it did? It
Yep.
took all the background out of there. I'm going to click done. So now I'm just going to say test logo. That's what I'm going to call mine, but you would have called yours because you're doing the same thing. So call
Yep.
yours MEA logo because yours will be the good one that you'll do later with a better file, right? This is just the test one. So now I'm going to just, as soon as I do that, this is saved now in that recent designs. Now it's not in a folder, which is fine. I don't need it in a folder. So here's my test one. Oh, hasn't quite figured out what I'm doing yet. So here's my test one. Now, if I open this cancer care one, and I go back and I open the test one, this is the test one. Now I should be able to open this. I just highlight it, Control, copy. And over here, I say Control V.
Cool.
Do you see how that worked?
Yep.
And to make sure that it's actually transparent, let's change the background. Oh, maybe not that color. Here, there we go.
There you
But
go.
look, and it worked. That's how easy it is. But yeah. So does anybody else have any questions?
The only one I have is the password for the Canva.
So it is Elks Proud, all lowercase, 1912. And the email is elkscanva@gmail.com. That easy. Like I said, as you can see, the more you play on there, the faster you get. And that's really what you need to do. You need to go in there and just play around. There's nothing you can ruin. There's nothing you can wreck. Everything's recoverable. So it's time for people to go in and just play around.